This show is brought to you in association with HostGator, where web hosting is made easy and affordable. Check out our hosting plans over at hostgator.com. James? James?
I see dead people.
Jesus, I thought he'd been robbed or something. The freaking door was open.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Excuse me?
They all float down here, Georgie.
Sorry, what?
I have such sights to show you.
Okay, just stop it now.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I don't even... What the hell is going on?
They're here.
Huh?
What an excellent day for an exorcism. Here's Johnny.
Look, I know it's the Halloween special, but this is fucking ridiculous.
Where are the other drugs going?
That's not even a horror movie. Look, that's not even the point. We've got a podcast to do.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Please stop.
Or what?
Or I'll tear your soul apart.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Games, Geeks and Media Freaks, the show where the power of Christ compels you. Welcome to the Halloween special, episode 16. Lots of great stuff planned. You okay, mate?
Yeah, I just fell off my bike.
Okay. Lots of really cool stuff planned. I hope you guys are having a great Halloween. We've obviously got into the spirit of things. Like I said, some very cool segments coming up. Okay, shame Michelle couldn't be here. She's going to be back, not for the next episode, but for the live one we're doing, I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah. You still putting that voice on?
I'm trying not to. It's
amazing.
kind of, it's the clothes maketh the man.
Indeed.
I feel dead.
Indeed.
It's good.
Okay, well, let's crack on with video games. So in celebration of Halloween, we figured we'd do something kind of special with a video game segment. Now, people who may be kind of old viewers of ours, when we did the Games for podcast, way back when, will know, probably have an idea of what's about to happen. James, it's safe to say you're not a very big kind of fan of scary games or movies. So
I don't like scary things in general.
Okay. So basically, yeah, for the last few months, we've been sort of hearing a lot about a game called Outlast. And we figured it'd be fun to sit down and play that. We'll get to that in a minute.
You figured it would be fun to sit down and play that.
Alright, fine. That's all on me. But first, I think we'll get to Outlast in a minute and get to see how you reacted to it. But at this time, obviously, we'll get onto movies and TV shows and all that kind of good stuff. But as far as video games go, is there anything you could personally recommend that you think is a good game to play at Halloween with the lights off and the sound up and that kind of stuff?
Yes, Rayman. Something cute.
Okay.
And fuzzy.
So
that's for me.
I just thought we'd actually recommend some stuff. So basically, I'd personally recommend any of the Dead Spaces, especially number 2. That's a great game. The Condemned games, they're pretty cool. I'm sure there's more. Slender's a good one. Outlast, which you're about to see. I'd also recommend that actually because it's different at its moments. Okay, well that kind of we've kind of teased it enough, I think, now. So look and see what happened when we sat down to play Outlast. So it wouldn't be Halloween without scary video games.
I'm sure it could be. I'm really sure it could be.
But it isn't. So a game that's been out a few months now and has been creating a stir is Outlast. And so you know a bit about this game.
Yeah.
So you kind of know a little bit what's this.
As soon as it was announced and as soon as people started talking about it, it was pipped on the top 10 list of games I will never ever play.
Until today. So, here we go, we're about to play some Outlast. Okay, so like most survival horror games, with most survival horror games you'd be picking up ammo and be very limited as far as ammo. With this it's batteries, because you can't really fight back, you don't have any weapons. You just need to be able to see in the dark and hide.
Right, okay.
So batteries are important.
Okay, you can hear fucking wolves howling.
Yep.
Quite a pretty looking game.
Yeah, hit shift we can run. Played enough of this tonight. Yeah.
Alright, what the fuck did that? See, at this point I'd be thinking, what kind of thing is ripping holes in metal gates?
But yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with this game. It is quite a nice looking game, and does what it does really well, like most of these kind of games. I can see what's causing a stir.
It's see, already I'm not liking this bit because I don't like heights.
We're in.
Oh fuck. I don't want to be in.
Oh, yeah, fucking remind myself there.
See, shit like that. That's just no need for it. You have to squeeze through stuff.
Yeah.
Oh god, no! I can't do this. Okay, there's bloody. Oh!
You're right, mate. It's fine.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh no.
So he's not good, but we're good.
Holy fuck.
Oh, we're good. For now.
Oh, just no. Oh fuck. That's just me jumping. I'm not having a good time.
I was going to get you to play some of this, but I don't think you would.
No.
I don't think you'd actually. Yeah. Alright, so gas pumps. Where are they at?
No, if this was me in this building, I would just die. I would just lay down and just stop living. Why does he have to be so aggressive? Oh! Fuck!
Hey! I'm always a jump like over this. It's just stood right fucking there. I've even run through the battery. Because I can't even fucking get past that dude. That's so man. Fuck you. Come at me, bro. It's just like, listen, I'm sorry, dude, get out the fucking way.
So that was Outlast.
That was, yeah, I didn't quite get it as planned, but,
I screamed a couple of times.
indeed.
I know my neck's sore, so it must have been good.
Yeah. Alright then, well, thank you very much, that's been entertaining. And back to us. So,
Bit anticlimactic there.
yeah, a little bit. It didn't quite all go to plan, but, you know, we had fun. You jumped a few times, so it was still entertaining. Yeah, I mean...
Got our 2 bits worth.
Yeah, so you, I'm pretty sure you'll be staying very clear of that game, especially when it comes out for PS4.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, that's what I figured.
Yes, no.
But yeah, I mean, we've got, obviously there's video game news and stuff happening. We kind of wanted to, not so much avoid it this week. We want to keep it fairly on focus, Halloween themed, so that we can talk about all the good stuff that has happened next week. So next week's going to be a pretty packed show. But we're going to leave it there for video games. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about movies. So in movies, we figured, obviously it's Halloween, so we wanted to pick 2 sort of fairly recent movies that are horror themed. I think they're kind of, in a way, both kind of horror comedies in a way.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Bad Milo and Curse of Chucky, 2 films that came out fairly recently stateside. I think Curse of Chucky is just coming out here. I'm not sure about Bad Milo actually. I don't know if that's got a release date here or not yet. I think it's like in US Canada.
It needs to come out.
You can get hold of it anyways. But what do you want to talk about first? Bad Milo?
We'll talk about Chucky first.
Okay, talk about Chucky first. Okay, so Curse of Chucky. It's the 6th,
Yep.
I think, chart of this kind of Charles Bay / Chucky movies. It's been a while since Seed of Chucky.
Yeah.
It's like 2005, I think that came out.
Really?
So it's a good 8 years or so.
Blimey.
Yeah, so been a while since then. I think this was kind of seen as being kind of almost a reboot, but it really isn't. As we'll kind of discuss, we don't give too much away just yet. I don't really want to get into spoiler territory, but if you're a fan of like the Chucky movies, this is definitely one for the fans. This has a lot of fan service within the film. It has a really cool little bit of backstory that we weren't privy to. You know, it's definitely not a perfect movie. It's definitely by far not the best one.
No.
If you've seen all these, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's got its moments. It definitely has moments.
Without going into spoilers, I think some of the core concepts of it are really, really good. It's just the way it's executed doesn't always hit the mark.
Essentially, this goes back between the events of Child's Play 3 and Bride of Chucky, I do believe. And it kind of gets its history a little bit twisted where there are kind of plot holes between that, but it fits in there. And, it serves its purpose. Basically, it revolves, basically all set in one house.
Yeah.
Pretty much over one night with Brad Dourif's daughter, forget her name, Fiona. Basically, she's a wheelchair bound since birth, and essentially,
one day out of the blue, a box arrives.
Yeah, with a good guy doll in it from the 80s. A bit weird.
Mother doesn't think much of it, chucks it out, and then this is in like the opening bit, so we can tell you. Then she kind of screams in the middle of the night, and her daughter finds her stabbed to death in the pool with blood on the floor. Yeah.
So essentially, it has a lot to do with the family. I don't think that's really so much of a spoiler to say that there's a connection there between the family and Charles Lee Ray when he was alive. It's kind of cool. It plays with kind of your conceptions of the characters. It does have it has the cliche things and the cliche characters, but it plays with them a little bit. Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are certain characters you think are doing stuff behind other people's backs, and it turns out that it's not that, and it's something else. And there's loads of little twists. It's not a perfect movie. There definitely are issues, like you said, with the execution of it.
It's a really slow burn to begin with. It does sort of pick up towards like.
But it's still really rough around the edges. It feels. It feels like there were so many ideas and concepts and so much. They wanted to please everybody, and kind of just threw everything in there. And it kind of feels like a lot of hit and miss.
Yeah, quite a lot of fan service. I think it's all people who love like the lore and the history of the Child's Play and Chucky movies will like this.
Yeah.
But, you know, for somebody who's never seen a Child's Play before...
Definitely wouldn't recommend this.
No.
But so it kind of spoils... It doesn't spoil stuff, but like it kind of makes... It ignores certain little things, and even within its own film, it's kind of weird because the version that we saw had the little extended scene at the end, which is, if you stick around long enough after the credits, it's fucking awesome. But it completely ignores the events before the credits.
Yeah.
Even though that's supposed to be 6 months later or some shit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense at all.
It looks more like it was an alternate ending.
Yeah.
And they couldn't pick between the two.
So they threw that in at the end, but it still happened 6 months later. I don't know why they needed that. They could have just put that in and been like, well, this could have happened any time. You know, so... It kind of isn't a great movie, and as the Child's Play films or Chucky films go, it's definitely close to the bottom, if not at the bottom for me, but... Yeah, it's kind of entertaining in parts, you know. There's still things you can... Oh, that's kind of funny, or that was a decent little, you know, kill or whatever. You know, like, it's not...
There's one joke that made me...
Yeah, I mean, that's it. So, but let's... So I'd kind of give it a 5 out of 10, I guess, maybe, if we were going to pick a score.
5.5.
That's not something we do very often or at all, but, like, if I had to say, it would be around the sort of 50% mark, I don't know. Let's talk about Bad Milo, because I think we enjoyed this a lot more.
Yeah.
This film's been out stateside since sort of August, actually, but it's a horror comedy again. Essentially, it's about some guy who has an arse demon. I don't know how else to really put that.
It's basically, I love this film. It's pretty much reminds me of like the old school 80s monster horror comedies like Gremlins and Critters.
It has. It's definitely in that vein. It's about a guy whose stress levels are like way
but very
max.
poor stress management.
Very poor stress management.
And he bottles all his stress up. You know, everybody says you should never bottle everything up.
This guy does
let it out. He bottles it up, and that bottle turns into a little demon that lives in his colon. Yeah. And pops out to murder people who stresses him out.
Yeah, essentially it's to deal with his own problems, isn't it? To deal with the stress, literally deal with it, to get rid of it.
I think they say in the film it's his subconscious.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. I have to admit, from the opening moments of this movie, I fell in love with it. From everything, from the way it was shot, to the music, to the score it's really like, it's light-hearted kind of... Yeah. I don't know, like something about the score that's amazing.
Sitcom-y.
It's almost Danny Elfman it's amazing. Yeah. It kind of... The crappiness, no pun intended, of the puppet, but
it's all practical.
It's all amazing. There's no CG in the film at all. That's that I could see. Like, it's quite a low budget film, so obviously wasn't much of a budget for effects. But Milo himself looks kind of, just very robbery and puppety. But it's cool. I like that about it. I like that it's
this year we've had some pretty good films that I've enjoyed, like Iron Man 3 and Man of Steel. Bad Milo is easily one of my favourite films of the year.
It's amazing. It is. It's so really well written as well. It's hilarious. Can we talk for a minute about what's his name, Peter Stormare, or whatever his name is?
He was genius in pretty much everything he's
amazing in this. The chemistry between the kind of characters on screen at any one moment is amazing. Like I said, the writing's funny and witty, and the little, just tiny little lines that felt that. They could have been written, or they could have just been improvised and like, throwaway things. Like right at the end where he says to his mum, "Oh, we're going to use the bathroom. We probably won't clean up." That made me laugh so fucking hard because of the way that line was delivered and because of just the context within it was used. It was absolutely amazing.
There are so many what the fuck moments. You just can't believe what you're seeing. But you roll with it because
I think at least 4 times within the first 30 minutes, I must have turned around and looked at you and been like, what the fuck is going on? What are we watching? But it's so crazy and out there and hilarious that it just works.
My only gripe with it is 85 minutes. It's not long enough. I could have watched it for
seems really short. There's no point or any scene within that film that sort of drags or feels like it didn't need to be there. It is the length it is, and it is because it works. And I think this movie's going to get seriously overlooked because it isn't getting enough of a release. It's not coming out over here, I don't think. We had to go to great lengths just to see it, but like, it was just absolutely from beginning to end, just amazing. I actually, I mean, I could easily sit down and watch it again.
Yeah.
Literally straight after watching it, I could have just said, you know what, forget Case of Chucky, let's go watch Bad Milo again.
Yeah, I
it was
pretty much
absolutely
felt like
great. So I can't say enough good stuff. If you've got the opportunity to see this movie, please do it. I mean, if you're a fan of like James said, the 80s kind of like horror comedies like the Gremlins and the Critters and that kind of cheesy. I mean, it is spot on. You know, it nails that. And just based off concept alone of an arse demon, it just wins points just from like the opening synopsis.
It's also
amazing.
It's the way he has to deal with the arse demon.
Yeah,
You think
yeah.
arse demon kill it? He can't.
He can't kill it.
Can't kill it. We won't sort of go into too much detail,
yeah.
but it's just so messed up. It's good.
It's hilarious.
And what I love about it is it suffers a bit from, well, not suffers, but it has that same sort of thing as Sharknado in that the people in it know exactly what's going on. They don't have any delusions that it's going to be anything greater than what
but
it
the
is,
thing is,
but they have fun with it.
They have fun, but the acting is really good
Yeah.
actually, and it is more believable than Sharknado. It's not the cheesy bullshit acting. It's good acting actually.
It's good acting
for what it is, and that's what kind of makes it funnier in a way because
you can tell
everyone's playing it so seriously.
You can tell it was just so fun making it. You can literally see it in the performances. They had so much fun, and I had so much fun watching it, and I cannot rate it highly enough.
Blast.
I hope it gets a DVD release over here, and I hope it becomes one of those cult classics.
I reckon it will. It has absolute potential. If it doesn't get some kind of notoriety for what it is, then there's a serious injustice because it's just brilliant. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers movies. I mean, could you recommend a horror movie for for Halloween? One movie you think?
Care Bears 2. That shit is scary.
Okay, awesome. I don't want to sound too cliche or Exorcist and all that kind of stuff, but it is a great movie and it is kind of the Citizen Kane of horror, as it's been sort of known. I feel like an arsehole for saying that. It is a great movie. There are a lot of other fantastic horror movies out there. For example, Halloween is anything by John Carpenter. That's probably what I'll be watching over Halloween. Anything by John Carpenter. The Thing's a great movie.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Still a good movie.
That's amazing. No, I'm thinking seriously, scary movies. Recently, there's been a big sort of rise in quality with scary movies. So things like, I think, The Conjuring.
The Conjuring, Sinister. Insidious. Insidious 2's out now-ish, still in cinemas, I think.
So
it doesn't come out officially on Blu-ray, and that's on sort of beginning of next year.
And I think out of all of them we watched, I think The Conjuring is the one that I probably
that's out
enjoyed
now
the most.
in the States, but on DVD and Blu-ray. I don't think we get it till next month out here. But if you guys
in time for next Halloween.
But yeah, recommend any of those movies that we just mentioned. So, but yeah, if you can get your hands on Bad Milo and I'll see it the film, so I'm gonna go and watch it now.
We've got to finish the podcast.
Okay, fair. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Talking about TV shows. Okay, so TV, it's kind of so appropriate that The Walking Dead is back on TV now and that we can talk about it for the Halloween special. At the moment of talking about it, we're filming this episode, we're 2 episodes in.
By the time the episode goes out, there'll be 3 episodes.
There'll be 3, but we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes and try not to give too many spoilers away in case people haven't seen it. We're also going to give some recommendations for other shows and stuff, etc., etc. We'll do that in a sec. Walking Dead, big fans of it. Back for season 4. We showed the season 4 trailer that was shown at Comic-Con a few episodes back, several episodes back now, and it's one of our most anticipated shows of the year every year. So, what do you think so far, based off of the schedule? Without giving too much away, what do you think?
Well, compared to the previous 3 seasons, it's been a very different start.
Yeah.
It's been, because normally they end on a kind of cliffhanger and then you're dealing with the aftermath afterwards, whereas the end of last season it kind of had a resolution.
Slight resolution, and then some time has passed between the end of last season and the beginning of this, I'm guessing. They've got more of a kind of community together they literally have jobs, they have it all works, it's not perfect, but it works.
It kind of, in the first episode, it shows you how they've become a well-oiled machine, kind of the perfect society for surviving in it, and that I think is where it's different, because before they were kind of struggling to survive. This time they're there, and it's all about that falling apart.
They are surviving, but it is by a thread, and it takes that one little thing which happens for it all to unravel.
Yeah, and I think this time around there are a couple of threads,
Several
weak links.
I mean, we obviously, if you haven't seen season 3, which most people probably would have by now, but if you haven't seen season 3, slight spoiler, but the governor isn't really dealt with. He kind of just goes AWOL. So he's still a threat. He's still kind of, he's in the back of people's minds,
not eating their brains or anything.
Not actually, not literally. We don't know. But he's still going to be kind of referenced and talked about, and I like that. I like the fact that they've not just gone, we'll just have him come back and we'll kill him and stuff and blah blah blah. It's like we'll keep him a threat for as long as we can until the time comes when we have to dispatch him, kind of thing, or he has to come back and that. And we'll deal with these other little things first. And I like that, and I think that the beginning of season 3 marked kind of like a point where it really hit the ground running. Season 3, beginning of season 3, and it kind of it ramped up the whole thing. Like it was great. I loved season 3. Season 2 had some really slow moments.
Yeah,
and I feel like that is the kind of weakest season so far of the show. Season 4 looks like it's off to a very good start, and kind of hope that it does what season 3 did, and kind of maintains that, and then builds towards the end of the season to something bigger, which I'm presuming is probably going to be the governor. Yeah. Or governor related. I'm guessing he'll make an appearance this season. I can't see why they wouldn't, because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant television. We don't really want to talk about it. I think we'll wait, because obviously this season, like all seasons of Walking Dead, are going to be split over into next year, and I think we'll kind of really talk about it again when the season's finished, so we can talk about it as a whole.
Maybe mention it at kind of like the mid-season.
Yeah, well, there'll be a mid-season break. We may mention a few bits about it there, just general thoughts on it. But as it's, based off the first 2 episodes so far, pretty good. It's not, it isn't the perfect show, but it's good. It's good enough to tell you, that it's, it's got enough going on that you're kind of intrigued and you want to know more and you kind of want to see what happens.
Yeah, it always has that thing, end of the episode.
The only gripe I think I've had, it's a double-edged sword, because you want the show to hit the ground running, but then you get these issues of they're killing people off that you don't know, and it's like they're having these kind of dramatic, emotional moments where someone's been bit, oh my god, and it's like you can't really care for someone you just didn't know was there. The bearded guy in episode 2.
The bearded man.
And it's like, well, who the fuck are you? We haven't even seen you yet. You might have been at the barbecue. We didn't know. I didn't see him. We don't know the person who this guy is, but having this kind of emotional moment, it just kind of felt a bit like I can't feel bad because I don't know. I haven't had the time to get to know this person, who he is, what he does.
His daughters are a bit messed up, right?
Yeah, that's all we know. So that's the only place I think it's going right in a minute. But other than that, it's great.
It does the thing what Walking Dead so well is, there's something more going on. There's a mystery, and it kind of not drags it out, but it feeds you little bits here and there. Yeah. So that, like I said, at the end of every episode, you're ready for the next one.
Yeah. True.
True that.
Well, other TV shows that we could possibly recommend. There's always the Twilight Zone. Fucking crazy shit.
X-Files,
Unsolved Mysteries. Basically, I think at the moment I'm trying to watch American Horror Story, and I say trying because I think 3-4 attempts at trying to watch season 1. I'm a bit late to the game on this one. I have the second and part of the third season to watch, which is on at the moment. Which
so apparently they're not really related to each other.
No, they're not. No, I know, but I want to do it in order. I don't want to just kind of freaking go randomly through this. I attempted to watch it over a year ago now.
Yeah.
No, probably almost a year and a half ago, and just kind of stumbled at the first few episodes. I'm now about halfway through season 1, and it's my fourth attempt at actually sitting down and watching it. Jeez. So it's not really gripping me the way I wanted it to. I'm not that into it. I want to be into it, but I feel like if I can get through the first season, second and third season will probably be a bit better. And I've heard really good things about this, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, if you're not into Walking Dead, like zombies and stuff, then maybe that's got something for you. American Horror Story. The first season's a bit crazy and all over the place, and I'm not really sure exactly what. I mean, that's kind of what the mystery is about the show, and what I should be engaged into. Oh, I want to know that, but I kind of don't give a fuck. I don't know. It's I don't know. It feels so convoluted in places that I'm just okay, all right. you give me a headache. I just want to kind of watch something else now.
Like Twin Peaks.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Twin Peaks. That was kind of freaky.
Season 2 of Twin Peaks, maybe. Anyways, I like Twin Peaks. Yeah, you could watch that as well. That's kind of not really horror related, but you know, it's got some fucked up shit.
Would you recommend Hemlock Grove?
I would not.
No. There you go.
Unless you like Twilight or some shit like that, and something a bit more kind of heavy than that, then maybe. Anyways, that's it for TV.
I think that's it for the show.
That's it kind of for the show. We're kind of dropping the whole tech segment for this episode, and I do have a Halloween related tech idea, or idea for a tech segment, but we couldn't pull it off this year, mainly because, well, Michelle's not here, and we need a lot of preparation to do the idea, to pull it off. It's a very ambitious thing, and we want to kind of save it for next year.
So come back next year.
Really hoping that next year's Halloween special, we will do something pretty fucking crazy, and a bit out there, and a bit, you know, a bit mental. But we'll have the time to prep it and set it up and get it right. So I didn't want to go doing anything than it being half-assed, and yeah. So anyway, but Michelle will be back for next year, hopefully. She won't be swanning off to wherever the fuck and all that kind of stuff, so that'll be good. So she can look fucking stupid with us, that'd be great.
Yeah, Michelle, if you're watching this episode, you're dressing up with us next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with episode fucking 17.
Look at me, I don't think I'm going to last 2 weeks.
No, I don't think so.
I'm falling apart as
we
it
may have
is.
to, like, reanimate you somehow. Like
Okay.
Frankenstein your ass.
Don't Frankenstein me ass.
Anyways, so yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode, and then one after that in a fortnight's fucking month's time now. That's going to be the live one, so it's going to be crazy, absolutely mental. So yeah, just to give some details about it, it's on the 24th of November, 3 PM GMT till 6 PM. We'll figure out a way of working out all the times, what it's going to be like US stateside and that kind of thing. Just figure that shit out and post a list somewhere hopefully. But please follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, all that good stuff. All the information's been popping up all episodes, so please take note and yeah, support us. Thank you for downloading this. Hope you guys have a fucking awesome Halloween. Shouldn't really swear because I'm around the cloth. Sorry, I'm allowed one advice. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, no. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have had a great time, and I'm gonna go sprinkle holy water everywhere. You're gonna go eat some brains. It's all good. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good one.
Get away from her, you bitch! Say hello to my little friend. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Where are the other drugs going?